The RK61 is one of the most popular mechanical keyboards out there in the 60% range. Pero paano nga ba siya nagsistand out? Well, the board has the following features that appeal to those who just want a mechanical keyboard and sa mga iba naman na may balak i-mod. First is the support for 5-pin switches. So practically, you don't need to clip switches like before para lang magamit yung mga nabibili na bagong switch ngayon. Second is more connectivity options. So aside from Bluetooth, we also have a 2.4 GHz dongle. Third is small form factor. Pwede siyang dalhin kahit saan. And fourth is RGB, kung trip nyo man yon yung may paganong effect, diba? Nevertheless, marami rin naman sa atin ang nakakita ng mga ASMR keyboard sound test sa TikTok or sa Facebook kung saan mas malinis or papino ang tunog ng mga keyboard katulad ng mga to. So in this video, I'm going to show you on how you can mod your keyboard with 3 solutions: Polyfill, masking tape, and Micropore. We'll start off with the Polyfill foam. The essence of adding foam to this keyboard is to reduce any hollowness na meron sa loob ng case or sa ilalim ng PCB. First, we remove the 4 screws that hold the PCB to the case for us to gain entry sa loob ng case. Once removing the screws, dahan-dahan nating tatanggalin ang PCB dahil nakakonect ang PCB sa battery kung saan ito yung nagpapower ng ating wireless connection. At di gaano kahaba ang kable, kaya pwede rin agad itong masira. Likewise, dahan-dahan din nating tatanggalin ang JST connection para maitabin muna natin ang PCB. So once we have the case in, pwede na natin lagyan ng polyfill. So I chose this foam because mas flexible ito in terms of its installation and contribution sa sound profile. Unlike EVA foam, mas prone na siya in making the keyboard a bit muted, whereas polyfill, it really depends kung ano pa yung gusto nyong dagdagan sa keyboard and the switch that you plan to install in. Polyfill just makes it easy for you to reduce the hollowness from the inside. It's really up to you how much foam you want to have in your case since it can compress later on. But keep in mind that you still need to close this one down with your screws. So make sure you have enough space and holes for the screws to go through. Next up is tape mod. This step is very easy as you just need to place 2 layers of masking tape into the back of the PCB. There are cutouts in the tape as the back of the PCB needs the holes for screws to go through, and the switches should you need to turn off your wireless connectivity or switch between Bluetooth and 2.4. Parang ito na rin yung naging separation layer ko from the foam and battery, if you will. The tape mod amplifies the sound of the switch as it bounces back. From another perspective, one could argue that it should make it poppier or produce a richer and deeper sound. Lastly, Micropore. In my previous video, I already showcased how to use Micropore in tuning your stabilizers in case you don't have any lubricant to use like 205G0, dielectric grease, or BDZ. This should come in handy. This mod is named as Plumbers mod as Micropore wasn't really the first material to use but PTFE tape, commonly known as the Teflon tape. Pero dahil medyo mahirap din gamitin ang Teflon sa ganitong application, ang alternative solution natin dito ay ang Micropore. Kung wala talaga masyadong time para kumuha ng lube at i-tune ng mga stabilizers, ang paggamit ng Micropore ay isang malaking alternative na pwede niyong gawin. So that's pretty much what you can do with your RK61. Now, let's head on to the sound test. So more or less, the sound profile is better from the stock, but we have encountered some issues. The spacebar. So I thought my stabilizer for the spacebar was the issue, but it was actually the keycap itself. Practically speaking, sira na to kahit pwede na naman gamitin. It's just that dahil sira yung inner insert, it definitely has some wobble. So I'm replacing that wobbly spacebar with a black stock spacebar. And we can go further by replacing the switches as well with Akko Ocean Blues. The Akko Ocean Blue is a tactile switch with 4mm of travel, an actuation force of 45 grams, and a bottom out force of 55 grams. It has some pre-travel for about 2.2mm, so kinda halfway. But comparing it with stock browns, this feels more a bit of pronounced in terms of its tactility, especially when typing. Unlike with browns, kung gusto mong pansinin yung pagpipindot, meron naman. But as far as typing goes, wala masyado. In terms of gaming performance, there's nothing really special about it. It's just about the usual keyboard that you'd feel. So for gaming performance, this is okay actually. You could go by the extra mile by looping this, but as far as stock Ocean Blues are concerned, it's still better than browns for sure. So that's what pretty much you can do with the RK61. Now, mind you guys that these mods are not only limited to RK61 but with any keyboards actually. Now, earlier in this video, pinakita ko na yung Red Rocket Lakshmi and yung isang rack lamang pro, wherein I also utilized these 3 mods, yung Polyfill, Tape mod, and even yung Plumbers mod. This video serves as sort of a getting into the world of modding mechanical keyboards para hindi masyadong complicated, but at the same time, you'll be able to understand kung ano nga ba meron sa mga stabilizers, kung ano nga ba meron sa tape mod, and kung ano nga ba meron sa mga paggamit ng foam. In this way, we won't try to overcomplicate things, but at the same time, be able to understand these modifications na meron sa mundo ng pagmamod ng mga mechanical keyboards. For next week's video, I'm going to discuss the budget TKL keyboards once again, since in my previous video with the Rack Lamang Pro, time has come wherein nagkaroon ng upgrades yung Rack Lamang Pro, and now we're sort of in the middle ground once again to discuss ano nga ba yung worth it na budget TKL keyboard. So at least this way, we want to help you in trying to process kung ano yung more or less mga pros and cons on each TKL keyboard. For more behind the scenes updates, follow me on my Facebook page, that's @Ganshoki. And if you have like any comments that you'd like to share or questions that you'd like to be answered, please leave them on the comments down below. So yeah, that is it for today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.